Hey coders, welcome back to our series on algorithms and data structures in JavaScript. Today we're diving into two foundational topics, how to solve problems like a developer and what Big O notation is all about. Whether you're prepping for interviews or just want to write better code, this video will give you the tools to solve complex problems and evaluate your solutions. So let's jump in. Problem solving is what developers do every day. It's about taking a complex challenge and breaking it into steps a computer can understand. This means we need to simplify and formulate a solution one piece at a time. Big O notation is a simple way for us to measure the efficiency of different solutions. But how do we do that systematically? Let's use a four-step strategy inspired by classic problem-solving techniques, tailored for coding. UPER, as in getting the upper hand on algorithms. Step 1, understand the problem. Read it carefully, rephrase it in your own words, and identify the inputs and outputs. Step 2, plan your solution. Brainstorm approaches, break it down into smaller tasks, sketch ideas, and think about edge cases. Execute. Step 3, write pseudocode first, then translate it into JavaScript. Step 4, review and refactor. Test your code, debug errors, and look for ways that you can optimize. Let's apply this to a simple problem. Write a JavaScript function that takes an array of numbers and returns the sum of all even numbers. We need to identify the inputs, conditions, actions, edge cases, and outputs required. For example, if the input is 1, 2, 3, 4, the output should be 6, because 2 plus 4 equals 6. First, let's understand the problem. We need a function that loops through an array, checks each number to see if it's even, and adds up the even ones. Inputs are an array of numbers, and the output is a single number. Edge cases, what if the array is empty or there's no even numbers? Let's return 0 in those cases. A good tip is to make a checklist as we figure out these pieces, so let's plan it out. We could loop through the array, check if each number is even using the modulo operator, and add it to a running sum. Another approach might use array methods like filter and reduce, but let's keep it simple with a loop for now. Time to execute. Here's the code snippet. It takes in an argument of an array, initializes a sum variable to 0, loops through the array. If a number is even, we add it to the sum, and at the end, we return the sum. So there's our function. It's straightforward, it follows our plan. So, review and test. We're going to run it with our example input, maybe run it with multiple inputs to see that we haven't missed any edge cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, the output's 6, great. Empty array, 0, great. Okay, everything's working. But now we need to consider, is this the most efficient solution? To answer that, we need to talk about Big O notation. Coming up next. So what is Big O? Not all solutions are created equal. Some are faster or use less memory as the input grows. Big O notation is how we measure an algorithm's efficiency, specifically how its runtime or space usage scales with the input size. Think of it like a librarian finding a book. If they know exactly where it is, that's super fast, constant time, or O of 1. If they have to check every book on a shelf, that's slower, linear time, or O of n, where n is the number of books. If they have to check every book in every shelf, that's even worse, quadratic time, or O of n squared. Here's a quick rundown of common Big O notations. O of 1, constant time, like accessing an array element by index. O of n, linear time, like our sum even numbers function, which loops through the array once. O of n squared, quadratic time, is like when you have nested loops. Common algorithms like bubble sort have a nested loop or are quadratic time. O of log n, logarithmic time, something like binary search, but we'll cover that later. You can see on the graph here, O of 1, constant time, straight across the bottom. O of n, linear time, goes right up the middle. O of n squared, quadratic time, as the input grows, it skyrockets off the top of the chart. O of log n, much closer to constant time, and we'll get into that with some of our more complex examples later. Let's analyze our sum even numbers function. It loops through the array once. So if the array has n elements, it does n operations. That's O of n, linear time. Could we do better? For this problem, we need to check every number. So O of n is likely optimal. Big O ties into the review step of problem solving. Once your code works, ask, how efficient is it? Can I reduce the big O? This matters in real-world apps where inputs can be huge, like processing millions of records. By understanding big O, you can choose or optimize solutions to keep your code fast and scalable. A quick recap. We learned a 4-step problem-solving strategy: UPER, understand, plan, execute, review, and how big O notation helps us evaluate efficiency. Next time, we'll dive into arrays and linear search, so stay tuned. If you found this helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments. Keep coding, and I'll see you in the next one.